Wisconsin hockey. And tonight, the Badgers play their home opener against former longtime WCHA rival Minnesota Duluth. Good evening, hockey fans. I'm Brian Posick, thrilled to be working once again this season with former Badger Rob Andringa. Well, the Badgers opened the season last weekend in New England, lost 5-3 to a very talented Boston College team. The next night, they whipped Merrimack 11-5, the 11 goals, the most Wisconsin scored in a single game since 1992. Minnesota Duluth split at home last weekend against UMass Lowell, coming off back-to-back national championships. Only one school has won 3 straight NCAA titles. That was Michigan in the 1950s. And Rob, I know Wisconsin wants to get to that level again someday soon. How close are they?
We're not there yet, but you're going to get a great test right now to see where you're at. We got a young team, probably one of the youngest in the NCAA, and yet it's a talented team. And so you're hopeful that they can learn quickly, but you're playing the national champs. It's a great test.
Yeah, it is the second youngest team in Division I hockey. 7 freshmen on the squad, 2 first-round NHL draft picks. Number 15, Alex Turcotte, was the 5th overall pick by the LA Kings. And this young man, number 8, Kohl Caulfield, taken 15th overall by the Montreal Canadiens. He is a sniper.
Badger fans have heard a lot about Kohl Caulfield. What he does so well is he puts himself in position to score at any moment, any time. His body shaping and way he puts his knee on the ice and slides that stick through. It's amazing what he can do. He knows where to go to find that puck, and then it's just a bang-bang play. He doesn't keep it on a stick long. 2
goals in each of the first 2 games last weekend. The first freshman in the modern era of Wisconsin hockey history to accomplish that. UMD won the national title in Buffalo last season and returns 20 players, including one of the best defensemen in all of the country, number 7, Scott Perunovich.
He's a second-team All-American. Also the NCHC 2-time best defenseman in that league. So you're saying something about that right there. What he does so well, hockey IQ off the charts. Sees the game, reads the game extremely well, but also can play physical when you want and breaks that puck out effortlessly. He's a solid player back there.
Perunovich, a second-round draft pick by the St. Louis Blues last year, the 45th overall selection, 68 points in 83 career games. So the Badgers getting ready for their home opener. A year ago, they had a winning record at the Kohl Center, 9 wins, 7 losses, and a tie. The first time they had a winning record at home since the 2013-2014 campaign, when they set a program record 17-2-1. The Badgers will start sophomore Daniel Lebedev in goal tonight. The young man, 6'1", 200 pounds, from Helsinki. You see his numbers from a year ago. That's his career record, actually. He did struggle a little bit against BC and Merrimack. Jack Berry played the final 15 minutes last Saturday. And there is a first-team All-American in Hunter Shepard, who set a school record last year with a 176 goals against average. And we're underway here at the Kohl Center, the home opener. Wisconsin and Minnesota Duluth meeting for the first time since the 2013 WCHA playoffs, when the Badgers swept the Bulldogs and went on to win the the Broadmoor Trophy as the playoff champion the last year of the WCHA as we know it. Turnaround shot by Sean Doogie from the left wing, blockered away by the goaltender Hunter Shepard. You can see at the bottom of your screen the forward lines and defensive pairs for both clubs. UMD in the maroon uniforms. Here's Nick Swaney, fine-looking right winger from Lakeville, Minnesota. 15 Minnesota natives on this UMD roster. Badgers starting defenseman tonight, Tyler Inamoto, a junior from Illinois, and Wyatt Kalnick. And now Wisconsin with a 2-on-1. Weissbach to Kohl Caulfield. My goodness, hello! 5th goal of the year by freshman Kohl Caulfield. The 5th assist of the year for Linus Weissbach. 53 seconds into the home opener, and the 18-year-old rookie lights the lamp.
Well, 2 things that happened. Give Turcotte all the credit in the neutral zone for disrupting that play along the red line. That allowed Weissbach to pick it up, and then give credit to Weissbach finding that pass underneath the stick of Sandberg, I believe. And it was just a bang-bang play. Number 8 knows what to do with it when he gets that close to the net pose. But I tell you, give credit to Turcotte and to Weissbach. 2 beautiful plays to get that play started.
If you're just tuning in and you're not really aware of Kohl Caulfield, he set records for the National Team Development Program. In goals for a season, he potted 72 last year for the under-18 team, which broke Austin Matthews' record by 17. Here's Keandre Miller, right point, Ty Emerson, and in the slot, a little flutter shot by Wisconsin's freshman Owen Lindmark, also from the National Team Development Program. Centering pass, Roman Ashawn, the puck is loose off the left knee of the goaltender Shepard, and it slides to the far side. Noah Cates there, and he'll chop it out to center. In 2 years for the U.S. program, Caulfield had 126 goals, which broke Phil Kessel's record by 22.
You know, that's a lot of goals. Those are great players. But, you know, the record that I think you and I talked about earlier today that he's got a chance to beat is the single goal scoring mark for Wisconsin. I don't want to throw it out there, but Mark Johnson, 48 goals. I think he's for sure going to blow by Mark with 36 as a freshman. But this kid is a special, special player.
And Linus Weissbach, you can tell, very happy to play with him, too. Almost a point per game guy, Linus Weissbach. Long-range shot by S, skipped through and kicked out by Shepard. Wisconsin's really dictating the pace early and giving UMD fits in its own end. Also give Alex Turcotte a helper on that Caulfield goal. Here's a shot by Messner, blocked out to the point, and a moto shot went off the stick of the goaltender to the near side wall. Badgers forechecking very aggressively, and then S tries to send it back deep, went off the stick of Luke Lohheit and over the glass and out of play. I think the faceoff will come inside the UMD zone. 2:26 into the opening period. Cole Caulfield scored the first goal of the season last Friday night at Boston College, scored the first goal of the season at the Kohl Center here tonight against UMD.
Well, talking to the coaches and listening to them talk to the team before in their pregame meeting, they said, hey, play like Duluth plays, which is forecheck aggressively. That means all over, especially in the offensive zone. That's what the Badgers are doing right now. There's really no rhyme or reason. They just keep their feet moving, and they're getting all the loose pucks.
And Sean Doogie shoots one. Oh, Dylan Holloway got a piece of it in midair and almost chipped it between the pads of Hunter Shepard, who made the stop. And now a little bit of a scrum. Oh, this looks like the old WCHA. The Badgers and Bulldogs. Scott Perunovich and Sean Doogie. Perunovich has the mask, it appears, of Doogie. The referee's trying to separate things. Oh, yeah, I know fans have long wanted to see Duluth back in this building and vice versa. Up at Amsoil Arena. We get it here this weekend. Badgers will make a return trip next year in late October. We've got some penalties coming up. The referees calling Cronforst and Barry Pakmara, the linesman Nicholas Bradshaw, and Robert Shintani.
I think these are the kinds that should just be 2 and 2 on each side. You know, nobody really had the advantage. I mean, you could probably argue that maybe the Badger got it for slashing the goaltender, but there's a mad dash in front. You see there Baker going at it a couple times.
Well, then it was
Wolf doing what he should be doing, which is cleaning guys out of the way.
Yep, Nick Wolf cross-checking Wisconsin's Dylan Holloway down after the play, and then he took a shot at Tarek Baker. Then he shoves Holloway, and then Perunovich comes in, and then Doogie wants a piece of him. So Perunovich in the box for UMD, and we'll get another, I think, or no?
No, that's right now. I just see 1-1. So that's
So the Badgers have Holloway, the freshman, and Doogie, the junior, in the penalty box. And Minnesota Duluth, which has been outshot 6-0 in the first 2.5 minutes, will apparently go on a power play.
Boy, I don't know how 5 doesn't get a penalty.
I agree.
Yeah, that'd be shocking if there was. I could see maybe, again, you're arguing that Baker should get 2 for the slash. I could argue that. Unless there's some kind of face mask or some type of penalty that we just didn't see when guys started to scrum up.
Yeah.
I don't know why Wolf's not in the box, but
I would agree. Big Ten referees. Now assistant referee. What's he going to do with Perunovich here? They're not escorting him off the ice.
Both of them roughing after the whistle, 2 minutes. Both penalties will go up.
All right.
Penalty on Duluth, number 7.
He's out.
5-minute major for face mask.
What did I say? He grabbed Sean Doogie's face mask, and he's done. Second-team All-American Scott Perunovich, 2 minutes and 32 seconds into the game, will take a very early shower. Wow.
Wowzers, right.
I love the fact that Big Ten referees this year now will actually be able to tell the fans and everybody else in the building what's going on with the microphone that goes through the public address system. But you can see Perunovich eventually here grabs Doogie's face mask.
Yeah, right there.
Right. Wisconsin last Saturday against Merrimack actually got a 5-minute major 5-minute power play, a 3-minute power play, there were 2 penalties. One was a face mask, and in fact, the Merrimack player pulled the helmet off the Badger, and his glove was actually stuck in the face mask as it came off his hand.
I didn't see the face mask, but I thought clearly, I thought Wolf was going to get a penalty for, you see here, that's a good cross check, another good one to the face. And again, he was going, which he should do. I'm not saying he shouldn't do that.
Right.
You know, that's what good teammates do. You follow up and you make sure that you take care of your teammates. And then you see Perinovich right there grabbing the face mask of Doogie.
So what's going to happen here, because the 2 roughing penalties on Wisconsin's Sean Doogie and Dylan Holloway, and the single penalty, although be it 5 minutes, for Scott Perinovich for face masking, UMD is going to get a 4-on-3 power play for the next 2 minutes.
And that's a nice gift.
Oh, no sure
doubt,
it is.
No doubt.
So a 5-minute major, the Badgers will eventually get 3 minutes of power play hockey.
Badgers have been good on the penalty kill so far this year. Granted, it's only 2 games, but they were so suspect last year in that category. You really knew never what you were going to get from game to game with that effort.
Face off to the right of Daniel Lebedev. The puck on the right wing, Noah Cates. Straight away now Dylan Sandberg. Back to Sandberg, the defenseman far side. A one-time blast, got through. Lebedev kicked it out. Inamoto tried to block it. Sweeney fired it from the left wing. Backside, Cates has it. Open man straight away. Bobbled by Sandberg. And he throws it to the far side, and Nick Sweeney once again. Low left, back to Sandberg. Noah Cates, Sandberg, Sweeney shoots and redirected in front. They score. Noah Cates to his older brother Jackson Cates, a power play goal, and UMD is pulled even. Wisconsin was 8 for 8 on the penalty kill last weekend against BC and Merrimack, and here Duluth, which last season had an excellent power play, converts on its first opportunity.
Yeah, and that's going to be Jackson Cates, who sits in front. I'm from Stillwater, Minnesota now, and that's where both the Cates boys are from. So I've watched these boys play a lot of hockey in high school. They are exactly what you want on your team. They're just gamers. They know how to play the game of hockey. And putting Jackson Cates right in front there, that's what he likes. He likes to get beat on. He likes to have cross checks in the back. So that's a nice answer by Duluth right there.
Big time. So it's Jackson Cates actually from Nick Sweeney and from defenseman Dylan Sandberg at 2:55. So a power play goal for Duluth. And it's 1-1. And for Jackson Cates, that's his first goal of the season. He had 8 as a freshman last year. And actually had the final goal in UMD's 3-0 championship win over UMass in Buffalo.
I think what they're looking at possibly to see if they get the where the penalties can come off. But again, Jackson Cates just standing there in front, what he should do, and he's got such good hockey IQ. He's one of those guys that is a hockey rink rat. He and his brother up in Stillwater, that's all they want to do is just play shinny hockey and be on the rink and be on the pond. And that's what allows you to have, I think, some great hockey sense down low like that. Didn't do much. He just knocked it off his skate, but still it counts. He wasn't directing it in.
Yeah.
Just hit.
Jackson, 2.5 years about older than his younger brother Noah. Jackson was the USHL's Forward of the Year in the 2017-18 season. He had 33 goals, 63 points in 57 games while playing for Waterloo. You look at Noah, 5th-round draft pick of the Philadelphia Flyers a couple of years ago. Played at Omaha, 9 goals, 23 points as a freshman last season when he made the NCHC, the National Collegiate Hockey Conference All-Rookie Team, and also won a silver medal at the World Junior Championship last year.
The thing that Noah Cates does so well is he's still growing. He's still learning about the game, and yet he's got a really good high IQ as well.
Yeah.
And he's got a big body. 6'2". He grew from his senior in high school to where he is today. He's grown about probably 3 or 4 inches.
Noah's at 6'2", 190. Jackson's 6 feet 190. And once again, it's the home opener here at the Kohl Center for the Wisconsin Badgers. Not only the hockey team, the coaching staff, and the fans, but event management and the gentlemen and women who run the clock and everything else.
Well, you can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to get at least one person isolated. That's just a great job there by Jackson Cates to get his stick out. If you're Kalnick, yeah, you got to know where that player is, but you got to make sure that stick doesn't get it. You got to get underneath that stick, lift it up. But that's just a good power play.
Yeah.
Sandberg doing the right thing by sliding over to his right, bringing Lindmark with him, and sliding it over like that, open space.
Sure. So Wisconsin won and Duluth won. Cole Caulfield scored 57 seconds in, 5th goal of the year for the freshman in 3 games. Here's Keandre Miller, sophomore defenseman and first-round draft pick of the New York Rangers, try to make something happen. It leads to a 2-on-1 for UMD. Kepke's got it. He shoots one in and out of the glove. The goaltender, Daniel Lebedev. Taking a bit of a hit was Caulfield, knocked down by Justin Richards, and Wisconsin now has the puck. It'll be 4-on-4 for the next 103 or so, and then the Badgers will have 3 minutes of power play hockey and a whistle and offside. Let's take a look at our impact player to watch, presented by Kubota, and it's the Badgers team captain this season, number 2, Wyatt Kalnick.
Yeah, again, Badgers are lucky that he came back. He could have gone pro. I know Philadelphia wanted him, and he was a guy that believes in the college story, which is a pretty good story when you're at Wisconsin or any of these programs nowadays, but especially here. They treat you so well. It's a great institution to learn and get an education and a degree.
Yeah, all academic Big Ten. Wyatt Kalnick, the junior from Virden, Manitoba. Badgers mishandle the puck, and Tyler Inamoto has to hustle back to get it. Tries to wall off the junior forward Kobe Roth, number 10, and now here's Sean Doogie with it. Doogie, the smallest player on the ice at 5'3", gets bumped down to the ice by Jesse Jocks, a sophomore from Hermantown, Minnesota. Badgers get possession once again with about 25 seconds to go before they go on the power play. Here's Linus Weissbach, pitches it down deep, tries to get to it first, but the defenseman, Hunter Lelig, instead rims it around to Dylan Sandberg. Near side Swaney off his back skate. Kalnick tries to reach for it, but Swaney's got the puck. Here's Cates now. Noah Cates drop past Swaney, shoots one off the glove of Lebedev. Rebound there, and he kicked it out. And the Badgers try to transition. Alex Turcotte fumbled the puck, lost the puck. Noah Cates has the puck, but now Kalnick gets it back as Holloway comes out of the box. Wisconsin on the power play, 5 for 10 last weekend after converting less than 17% of the time a year ago. Kalnick weaves his way into the offensive zone and turned it over. Nick Swaney, can he beat Kalnick down the ice? He'll shoot one long range. He's definitely tired, and Lebedev kicks it out with his left pad. Swaney needs a break, and soon maybe the Badgers can take advantage as he's slow to get to the UMD bench, but Wisconsin's Turcotte turned it over or not. Pokes it down towards the corner, intercepted there by defenseman Louis Rail, and that's all the way down. And now a potential 2-on-1 shorthanded centering pass. Open, big left pad save made by Lebedev. Here come the Badgers. Oh, in tight, Richards with a pinpoint shot. Now Wisconsin far side setting and shooting was Baker. Hits kicked out. Rebound back behind the net it goes. Played towards the front of the net, and UMD's now got it. Back and forth we go. 2 minutes left in the power play, 1-1.
That's pretty good hockey right there. Give up a 2-on-1 shorty, and then you go down and get a point-blank shot there by Baker on the power play.
Second power play unit out. Here's Ty Pelton-Bice, the son of former Badgers All-American John Bice. Ty scored his first goal as a Badger last Saturday night against Merrimack that tied the score early in the second. And then the primary assist on Roman Ashan's goal that made it 4-3. Wisconsin scored 8 straight goals after falling behind 3-2 and blew out the Warriors 11-5.
Give credit to Duluth. They're really making it hard for the Badgers to get in the zone. That blue line, that is their defensive blue line, is just solid, forcing the Badgers to make passes along the blue line. So they're real aggressive, which I think you should be on the penalty kill.
Yep. I mentioned Wisconsin was 8 for 8 on the penalty kill last weekend, had 2 shorthanded goals. Duluth went 9 for 9 on the penalty kill with a shorty against UMass Lowell. And a whistle in Wisconsin is offside. By the way, our impact player to watch, as I mentioned, brought to you by Kubota, engineering a more rewarding ownership experience. Visit your local Wisconsin Kubota dealer and test drive the difference. Visit Kubota.com for a dealer near you. You can see a year ago, Wisconsin's penalty kill was not very good. Tied for 56th out of 60 Division I teams. 74%. The Badgers gave up 39 power play goals a year ago, scored only 22. Their special teams minus 17. So far this season, the Badgers are at +7. Although now it's +6 after giving up that power play goal at the 2:55 mark. The Badgers still have 45 seconds of this man advantage. Here's Wyatt Kalnick, met at the blue line by 3 Bulldogs. Puck slides off his stick and flung to the near side by Hunter Shepard. After it, Justin Richards. Back checking Wisconsin's Alex Turcotte, and back behind the net it goes.
Great scouting by Duluth. I mean, it's really just a 1-1-2. And the Badgers sometimes are trying to go back to that guy, but give credit to Duluth. They've been excellent on this penalty kill on the line rush.
Turcotte walks in, centering pass. Miller tied up and diving to the ice. Noah Cates, and he'll send it all the way down. Badgers, maybe one last crack. This power play has not looked as smooth as it looked last weekend.
No. Oh, he played a better team, and, not that Boston College is no slouch, but.
Right. Oh, and Lindmark across the line. Badgers onside. Open man left wing. Pelton Weiss can't handle the pass. The cycles for a shot. Taken away by Wolf. He turns and sends it down. Percelli out of the box. He was serving the 5-minute major to Perunovic, and he can't get to it. Lebedev rung it around, and then off the stick of Jesse Jocks out to center. The extra skater for Duluth tonight is number 12, Jared Hilderman, senior defenseman, who hails from Kamsack, Saskatchewan. Lindmark between the legs to Roman Ashaw, number 13 to Pelton Weiss, number 17. Weiss turns and looks and shoots one, went off his skates to the left of Shepard, bounces around, little hand pass that's no longer considered a hand pass, or will they? Apparently so. It went off the body of Lindmark, and a whistle stopping play. So the Wisconsin Badgers, less than a minute in, score a goal from one of their best freshmen, their most highly touted freshman, at least as far as in-state is concerned. Cole Caulfield buried it, his 5th of the year. It's 1-1 here in Madison.
Ball in Wisconsin. A time for stopping by. And settling in. For seeing it all. And sampling a few. Whether you want to spend fall, inside, outside, or both, there's something for everyone in Wisconsin.
McFarland's serves all of South Central Wisconsin by providing our customers with a wide variety of quality Kubota products. McFarland's carries the full line of durable Kubota RTVs, from the compact gas-powered 4-cylinder CI to the diesel-powered Axe 1140 Crew. Kubota sets the standard for ruggedness and reliability. Let McFarland's help you find the right Kubota RTV for you. McFarland's, 1 block south of Highway 12 at 78 Carolina Street in Sauk City. Open 7 days a week, where service is a family tradition.
Fourth-year coach Tony Granato, the Wisconsin Badgers, all even with the Bulldogs here midway through the first period. Third member of our broadcast team on Fox Sports Wisconsin, Bill Brophy, who's downstairs. Bill?
Thanks, Brian. Michigan, the last team to win 3 NCAA titles in a row. That happened 66 years ago. I was 1 year old. Duluth's trying to do the same thing this year. They've been in the national title in the last 3 years, losing to Denver the first time, and then the last 2 years they beat Notre Dame 2-1 in a great game in St. Paul. Last year, they took care of UMass Amherst 3-0. They're trying to set history here, and they've done it all behind Scott Scanlon in his 20th year behind the bench. He's won 377 wins. But back in the day when Robbie Andringo was a stick boy for Badger Bob, and I was a young reporter covering Duluth, they weren't very good. They went 15 years in the WCHA with never having a finish above 5th place, only had 2 winning years. Mike Cerda showed up in the mid-'80s. They went to the NCAA title game in '84. Cerda had a good run, been replaced by Sandlin 20 years ago, and they've been a power in the NCAA ever since. Guys?
They certainly have. Shot by Roth off the left pad of Lebedev. Shots even now at 9-9. Wisconsin had a large advantage early on when they were dictating play and keeping the Bulldogs in their own zone. It's kind of flipped here a little bit.
Well, you expect a veteran team, a team that's won 2 NCAA titles, to not, just go back and play defense all day. They're going to get their legs underneath them. And talking to Coach Sandlin before the game, he thought they weren't ready to play on Friday night against Lowell Mass up at home. And he said, we just didn't play hard. Fact out, they just didn't play hard. And that's what you need. In this day and age, you got to have players, I get it, but you got to work hard every single shift, and that's what they do, and that's why they're winners.
Good hit by Tarek Baker on a later route, and then Baker just got hit in the head by Wolf, no penalty. Puck pops out to center ice. I'll tell you, number 5, Nick Wolf, the senior from Eagan, Minnesota. He is a large young man at 6'5", 230 pounds. Holloway, the just 18-year-old, just turned 18-year-old freshman, gives him a pretty good bump in on the forecheck.
Always no slouch.
Oh, no. Holloway
6'1",
will be draft eligible next year, and many believe he'll be a first-round pick. The Canadian Junior Hockey Player of the Year last year with the Okotoks Oilers.
What a great team.
Oh, yeah.
Okotoks.
Holloway.
I love that.
Sweeps a pass to the right wing behind Linus Weisbach, but a good back check by Weisbach to force a turnover, and then Inamoto misfires to Kalnuk. They need a change anyway, and UMD will go and get the puck. Scott Sandlin, 369 wins. Duluth, just the 3rd team in 47 years to win back-to-back national titles. Minnesota did it under Don Lucia, 2002, 2003. George Gwozdeki's Denver Pioneers, 04-05. Wisconsin won it then in 2006. Last time Badgers have won a national championship and been to the Frozen Four only one other time. That was in 2010, losing to BC at Ford Field in Detroit.
You know, Badgers had that run in the 80s where they played, you know, they beat Minnesota and Duluth in 81. They lose to North Dakota and Providence in 82, and then they beat Harvard in 83. So, and it happens. But Duluth, one of these things that, you know, again, they're going to be playing possibly for their 4th championship in a row.
Which has never happened.
That never happened. That's unbelievable.
Never happened before.
And I'm a big fan of Scott Sandelin. I just think he does it right. All he does is expects the best from his players. He doesn't get overly heated once in a while. He might, but he's one of those guys that I think has the right idea of what he wants to do, and he's found the recipe.
Cole Caulfield with the puck out high, and Inamoto, who scored last Saturday against Merrimack, drove one into the glass. Held in by Ty Emerson far side, and now collected by Minnesota Duluth. Here up the middle of the ice is Jesse Jocks to the right wing, Luke Lowhite. Centering pass intercepted by Wisconsin's Roman Ashan, who played very well last weekend. First at BC, then at Merrimack. I know the coaches like this trio of Pelton, Bice, Lindmark, and Ashan. Here's Lowhite. Drop pass, Miller with it now. Slow there by Wisconsin's Pelton, Bice. Loose at center. Good hustle by the defenseman Louis Rail to dump it down in. Duluth will get a change.
I don't know if Duluth will use the extra skater, because the extra skater is Gerard Hilderman, and he's a defenseman.
Yeah.
You would think that, you know, he might get some playing time now that Perunovic is gone, but you just don't know. Usually might go with 5 and slate him when you can, maybe an offensive faceoff versus a defensive faceoff.
Yeah, I know Hilderman did have one shift after Perunovic was escorted off the ice for his 5-minute major for face masking. Good play by Kalnick to work the puck free to Pelton Bice. Badgers forward line needs a change. Brock Caulfield, number 29, the older brother of Kohl, on the ice for the first time tonight with Jack Gorniak, sophomore, and Montreal Canadiens 4th-round draft pick. And then Madison native Nick Messner wearing number 12. Mess last weekend had a goal, and I think he had 6-7 shots on goal. 3 or 4 times he had an excellent chance to score shorthanded. Very, very good on the penalty kill last weekend, and last season was Mick Messner. Lead feed off a stick, came free to Keandre Miller, then pops back into the Wisconsin zone. Kept alive by Jackson Cates, the lone goal scorer tonight for UMD. Cates scored on a 4-on-3 power play about 2 minutes after Cole Caulfield lit the lamp for Wisconsin. 7 minutes gone, or 7 minutes left in the opening period, and now a whistle and a stoppage in play. And what do we got? Must be offside, I'm guessing. Offside, they'll say. So Cole Caulfield scored 57 seconds in, then Jackson Cates on a power play at 2:55 nearing the end of the first period in Madison. It's 1-1.
To a child battling a critical illness, a wish can feel like a dream. But with your help, it isn't out of reach. Wishes are an important part of medical treatment. A chance for kids to see themselves stronger, braver, to see that the impossible is possible. Wishes can give kids the strength to fight, to get better, to grow up. Where there's a wish, there's a way.
1-1 here at the Kohl Center. Wisconsin's recruited a lot of good players from the city of Duluth. Piper Shaw is downstairs, the 4th member of our team. Piper?
Thanks, guys. We know that there are 2 Duluth natives on the Wisconsin Badgers roster. They're brothers Shea and Ryder Donovan. And I caught up with them earlier just to ask them what it's like to be playing their hometown team here tonight. They said that just like any other game, they just want to win. But Ryder said he might be a little bit more aggressive, especially to some of his buddies and former teammates that play for the Bulldogs. The Donovans grew up as season ticket holders to the Bulldogs. They remember going to games with their grandpa and their family their whole life. But they told me that the entire Donovan clan is here tonight wearing red and cheering for the Badgers. Full converts, guys.
There you go, Piper. Yeah, Ryder, who's in the lineup tonight, his older brother, Shea, a defenseman, not in the lineup, a healthy scratch tonight, played at Duluth East High School. And Ryder actually committed to North Dakota, and then Tony Granato stayed in contact with him, but didn't pressure him, he said. And then Ryder said he didn't feel right in Grand Forks and decided to be a Wisconsin Badger. Thrilled that Shea wanted, thrilled that Shea, his brother, wanted to come along too. And
you like snow and no trees, right? Penalty, great hockey environment, no doubt about it. But man.
Penalty on Wisconsin's Tarek Baker.
Two words.
13:30.
Two words. Boring. Sorry to my old North Dakota friends up there.
Sure. Well, Scott Sandelin used to play for North Dakota.
Boy, he was good too.
He said he remembered. We had a luncheon today. Scott and Tony Granato were at the Wisconsin Hockey Backers luncheon. Oh, a quick shot from the left side by Nick Swaney. Down low, may have been deflected past Lebedev. Minnesota Duluth 2 for 2 on the power play and leads 2-1.
Yeah, 2 for 2. And again, it's just great puck movement, finding the open guy, and then that person being able to finish the job. And this time Swaney, not really a replay, but he's on the same side he was on that 4-on-3. But here what he does is uses Inamoto maybe as a screen. He gets Lebedev moving from right to left a little bit. When you start to move as a goaltender, what does come open are your legs. And that's what happened with Lebedev there. But again, just good puck movement. Nothing fancy. Using the perimeter. But when you got guys who can finish strong like that, Swaney, that was a good shot.
Yep, Nick Swaney, Minnesota Wild 7th-round draft pick in 2017, second goal of the season. The 23rd of his collegiate career. He had 15 last season, a whistling offside on Minnesota Duluth. Swaney at 13:48 on the power play. Dylan Sandberg the primary assist, and Kobe Roth gets the secondary. So 2-1, Minnesota Duluth now 2 for 2. On the man advantage.
I'll say that besides that first probably 3 to 5 minutes that the Badgers really had great pressure from all lines. It's really been a discombobulated first period here, I think, for both teams, but definitely Duluth coming back stronger here the last probably 5-7 minutes. And a lot of it is just they're just holding their game. They're not flinching. Right. They're just staying with their game.
UMD with the puck again. Wolf will dump it down in. Oh, there's two big guys right there. Keandre Miller, Nick Wolf. Badgers win the puck free. And they patiently slide it ahead. Linus Weissbach, he's got speed, trying to get around low height. He does, and he tries to tuck it past it in. No, somehow Shepard kept it out. Wow. Hunter Shepard, first team All-American, unanimous preseason All-NCHC team, and a two-time national championship winning goaltender. You know, there's only one goaltender in the history of the NCAA to win 3 national championships. Here's a shot from out high by Hilderman, missed the nets. You know who that is?
3.
I'm
going to say it's got to be in the
local product.
Oh,
Madison, Wisconsin area product.
Okay, don't say anything.
I'm not going to yet. Vercelli tries to fling it ahead to Roth out of his reach, and Wisconsin's Josh S. back to get it.
3 NCAA tournaments.
Correct. 3 NCAA championships. Josh S. with the puck now. Junior defenseman from Lakeville, Minnesota to the far side. And Tarek Baker scoops it in. Will give chase. Looks like the defenseman Lelig first to it. He is. His pass deflected. Swatted out of midair right to the stick of Baker. To the slotted Holloway off his stick. Doogie reaches underneath the defenseman Sandberg but can't play it cleanly. And here comes Miller for Minnesota Duluth. Off to Bender now. And it goes off the skate to the corner. Now Doogie gives chase along with Sandberg. Kalnick working there, trying to dig it free. Getting assistance from Holloway. Pulled free, though, by Duluth, and Lelig will try to settle down the wobbling puck. Back behind the net, Vercelli couldn't handle it. Poked off the stick of the Badgers. Doogie right to Wisconsin's Wyatt Kalnick. And a man hit from behind as the puck came towards the center ice zone. And hopefully that Wisconsin Badger who's down on the ice, Roman Ashan, is okay. Wisconsin's going to get its second power play. Tyler Inamoto attending to his teammate Owen Lindmar 2. Trainer Andy Rohde off the bench to take a look as well. Well, Wisconsin scored first, then back-to-back power play goals by UMD. Wisconsin had a chance to even this thing up because the speed of Linus Weissbach, the junior from Gothenburg, Sweden, almost beats Hunter Shepard as it went off the side of the nets. Badgers going on a power
McFarland serves all of South Central Wisconsin by providing our customers with a wide variety of quality Kubota products. McFarland's carries the full line of durable Kubota RTVs, from the compact gas-powered 4-cylinder CI to the diesel-powered X1140 Crew. Kubota sets the standard for ruggedness and reliability. Let McFarland's help you find the right Kubota RTV for you. McFarland's, 1 block south of Highway 12 at 78 Carolina Street in Sauk City. Open 7 days a week, where service is a family tradition.
Some like it big. Some like it small town. And some like to party all night long. And some not so much. Whatever you're into, we've got a place for you.
Experience the difference. Home Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin.
Robbie, we've already had one 5-minute major tonight on UMD Scott Perunovich.
Ooh, that's a 5 there.
There's a lob pass by Kalnick intended for a shot.
Yeah.
And the defenseman Lelig knocked a shot head first.
I don't know what else you call it.
Well, you wonder now what's going through the minds of the referees Colin Cronforst and Barry Pakmara, because 3.5 minutes into the game, they eject one of their best players for face masking a 5-minute major.
Which was
legit. And will they put UMD down 2 men, like for the rest of the night? 2 men.
Again, if you're going to stay true to this, this one is one of those that I think is a no-brainer, just because of the way, not only does it look, but you're hitting from behind. The player definitely is turning right here, and I mean, you're about a foot away from the boards. That's usually what you try to look for, I think, as an official. But we'll see.
Here we go. Wow. So out goes defenseman Hunter Lelig. So they suited up 7 defensemen and have only 5 remaining. Scott Sandlin barking at the referee, but Lelig is done for the night. Another major penalty for checking from behind.
Yeah. I usually try to give, I think, a good fair assessment. Sometimes I get riled up here, but I'm not riled up just yet. But I don't know how you not call that. I don't know what you would look for and say, yeah, clearly Ashan was, in front of him. Right. And he pushed him from behind. You could say, well, he didn't hit him into the boards. Well, I'm sorry. When you're a foot away from the boards and the angle and how everything played out, I think that's why it's a 5.
Last Saturday at Merrimack, the Badgers scored 6 goals in a period for the first time since a February win at Colorado College. The Badgers scored 6 goals against CC. 4 came on a 5-minute major power play. And you see up on the left-hand part of your screen, nice job by Russ Leonard, our director, to show that once again. We've seen it a couple of times. Very dangerous.
Yeah. That's it. It's dangerous.
Right.
I mean, you don't want any kid to get hurt at any level.
So you can score as many times as you possibly can on a 5-minute power play, on a major power play. And Wisconsin, watch this power play unit with Caulfield left wing. At the point, Kalnick. They use Keandre Miller as the bump man, if you will. Linus Weissbach will float from goal line to goal line. In the right wing, Turcotte. Long range shot, hit a man in front. Keandre Miller tries to dingle around the defenseman. Nice play by Louis Rayo. And he apparently gloved the puck, and Wisconsin's going to get 2 minutes of a 5-on-3 during this 5-minute major power play. Wow.
Yeah, Rayo put his hand on the puck. Again, because Miller was right there.
Delay of game for Louis Rayo for grabbing the puck, basically.
Yeah. You can see a puck go right there. Miller's going to try to corral it. He does, and as he pulls it over to his right, good stick play by Rail there to stop it, but then he puts a hand on it. And I think quickly, if he would have taken that and then thrown it in the corner, I think he would have been fine. But since he put his hand on the stick and kind of kept it there.
Well, we'll see how this works out. 5-on-3 for 2 minutes for the Badgers. Down 1. They've given up 2 power play goals tonight. Kalnick, stick handling, looking, shooting, and Shepard had it hit him in the chest and then dropped down to his lap and hung on to it. So a full 2 minutes of 5-on-3, and then following that, another 3 full minutes of power play hockey because of the major penalty to Lelig.
Well, what I like what Kalnick did there was shoot twice, and it's almost like you got to run a couple of plays, maybe a couple of dives to see what the defense is doing to you, and then you can run some other plays. Well, everyone knows they want to go to Caulfield at some point, right? That's going to try. But you got to get those players to man up to you and be honest. That's what Kalnick did.
Kalnick to Caulfield. He's deadly from the left dot and even further back. Set up. Oh, Miller golfed that one up into the netting on a beautiful pass by Weissbach.
Badger fans have not seen a power play like this, or will the entire year, probably 10 years. Or even like since 2006 when they won.
Yeah.
You have so many options here. You put 19 in the middle. He's 6'3", big body, great hands. But yet you also forget you got Turcotte on one side. You got Caulfield on the other. Weissbach, who's good. Then you got Kalnick, who can put the bomb from the point.
Yep.
A lot of different ways to beat you.
Turcotte, the 5th overall pick in the draft last year by the LA Kings, was limited to 37 games with the national program because of injuries, but still scored 62 points and 27 goals. Here's Kalnick now, back-to-back 25-point seasons for the defenseman. Weissbach drops off Miller. Badgers will set up on this 5-on-3, and at the point, the quarterback Wyatt Kalnick. What about shooting? Now it's Caulfield. Big Nick Wolf in his way. Back to Caulfield. He'll look for a shot, but he'll also look to pass. Very good at that, too. Turcotte steps in. And back to where they score. It's Linus Weissbach from Alex Turcotte. A power play goal overtime.
Pick your poison. Wait, you got three guys legitimately downstairs who could score in Miller, Caulfield, Turcotte. Then you throw Weissbach in there. And that's all that happened. Weissbach was able to get open on the backside because Miller took so much time and space away from others. Give Turcotte all the credit here. Wanted to go up top, but because they did a nice job of taking that away, he then realized I got to go downstairs. Give credit to Miller there. See him just lifting up Wolf's stick like that? And that's not interference. It's just a smart little play. That way his stick can't get in the way.
So it's Weissbach from Turcotte and Kalnick at 17 at 19. For Linus, his first goal of the season. He had 8 as a sophomore last year, 25 points in 27 games for Weissbach.
Here's what you need to do when you're with number 15 on the ice. That's Turcotte. Get your stick on the ice when you're in front of the net.
Right.
He'll find it.
Oh, yeah.
He'll find it.
Badgers continue with a 5-minute power play for the remainder of the period.
You might even score. I know you can't skate.
No, I can't skate, handle puck. No, I can't do any of that stuff. I struggle talking, for Pete's sake. There's Baker now across the line. Pelton Bice drops it off to the point. It's Ty Emerson now with it. Swings it back to Pelton Bice, looking cross ice. Open man. Holloway shoots one. Oh, and a typing save by Hunter Shepard, and he hangs on.
Oh, yeah, great save by Shepard. Just great save going right to left. Stretching out. Give credit to Pelton Bice again, finding Holloway, who was on that backside, who really let one rip. That's not easy to do, to go through the box. And that wasn't just through the box, that was even behind the box a little bit. So we had to kind of go backwards a little bit. Ty Pelton Bice, you're going to hear a lot of him, what he brings. He's 22 years old. He's a junior with a lot of experience. He's got game, folks. He's got game.
Played his first 2 years of college hockey at Harvard.
It's a lot tougher than his dad, too.
Yeah, and then transferred to Wisconsin. Joined the Badgers last year at the semester break, practiced all the way through, and then was cleared, eligible to play after doing some additional schooling at Madison College, and the Badgers are thrilled to have him. He can play center, he can play wing, he can PK, he can play power play.
And I do know that Bicers watches, so John, I know you're up there. Of course I had to say that. I roomed it for 2 years, got to play with you through high school and college. You were not a great defensive player, but man, if I needed a goal, I'll take number 11 in my day, any time of the week. That guy was a gamer.
7 goals for John Bice from 86 to 90, 165 points. The star of Wisconsin's 1990 national championship victory against Colgate. He had a hat trick that night. And somehow the game-winning goal went to Rob Andringa.
I paid extra. No, but Ty Pelton Bice, again, he's going to bring the maturity to this team, which helps.
Yep.
He's one of those guys that you probably won't notice a lot because you really have to watch him to appreciate the hockey IQ that he has and the ability to get, pucks where he needs to get them to. But all of a sudden, you're going to look at the score sheet. By the end of the year, he's going to have one of those 30-point years, and you're going to be like, how did he get 30 points, or how did he get 40 points?
No kidding. Badgers have 7 freshmen on the roster this season, maybe the most highly touted freshman class Wisconsin hockey's ever had. Bill?
Certainly are getting a lot of attention nationally. There's 30 teams in the NHL. 24 of them are represented here tonight. They have scouts here. Dylan Holloway, one of the reasons he's a potential #1 draft pick next year. Caulfield, as you've talked a lot about, he's well known in this state. from Stevens Point. He led the state in scoring in high school with 50 goals. Then you talked about his exploits at the development program. And then Montreal took him #1 in the draft. There are 2 writers here from the Montreal area, one from the French-speaking paper in Montreal. The Athletic is represented here. ESPN is here doing stories on Caulfield, and Alex Turcotte, who's the #1 pick of the LA Kings. And we're on in LA tonight. Prime ticket, picking up 6 Badger games so that Los Angeles area fans can watch Alex Turcotte.
Hello, hello, LA. Hello. Badgers 2, Bulldogs 2. Chance short-handed, and Lebedev comes out on top of his crease to stop that wrister by the penalty killer Kepke. And a stoppage in play. You're shaking your head.
Well, it's just poor play by Kalnick there, and I hate to say it but it's true. He's really indecisive when he gets through that blue line, and then what he's trying to do is make some plays that I think are wrong. Just get in the zone. If they're going to give you it, take the zone. Be the first guy in with it, and then work your way back. But don't try to make plays in the neutral zone when it's a 50-50 guess.
He's off to Lebedev's right, and Ty Emberson with it. Still 2.5 minutes left on the power play. Emberson tries to stick handle and make something happen through traffic, and Lebedev has to make another save.
I'll give credit to Cates and Swaney. They're pretty good penalty killers.
Holy cow, here comes Holloway now with it. Holloway trying to dangle the defenseman back behind the nets. Smooth skating Dylan Holloway. Drops it off, but to no one in particular, and Nick Wolf flings it all the way down. Lebedev thought about coming out of his net, but thought better of it.
You might see Wolf play about 40 minutes in the next 2 periods. Big #5 for Duluth. He and Sandberg might get some ice time.
Former Buccaneer from Des Moines. Here's Sean Doogie, tries to stick handle through 3 Bulldogs, and no luck there either. Under a minute to play in the period.
Well, the downfall of this team will be is if they try to do that, what Doogie did, is try to stick handle through 3 guys. You know, you don't need to do that. You got a lot of talent on this team. Utilize it and go after it.
Kalnick gallops up the ice, dumped it down off of Miller's stick. Now Caulfield tries to protect with Miller on him. Jade Miller, senior out of Minto, North Dakota. Kalnick tumbles down, nothing called. Already 2 majors have been called against UMD. I'm not thinking they're going to call one here in the final minute of this period.
Turcotte, no call.
Beautiful move around Miller. Now Caulfield snaps off a pass, caught neatly by Kalnick. Weaves his way to the left, but gets in the way of Turcotte, who had lost his stick and now lobbed ahead. And Wisconsin's Caulfield will get there first. He looks up at the Jumbotron to see where they are time-wise, and he's got the puck with 9, with 7, with 5 across the line. Still has the puck with 4. Coming left wing, almost got around Nick Wolf, but Wolf poked it away. Richards feathered it behind the net, and that's it for the opening period. 26 combined shots on goal, 4 goals combined, 2 for each squad, and 3 power play goals in the opening 20 minutes. Pretty fun.
Well, yeah, if you like offensive hockey, yeah, but defensive hockey is awful. Right now, it is absolutely awful. That's a change you got to make if you're the Badgers. You got to minimize your mistakes in your own zone and in the neutral zone.
Spoken like a true defenseman.
Sheesh.
So Cole Caulfield scored 57 seconds in from Linus Weissbach and Alex Turcotte. 5th goal in 3 games for Caulfield. Then Jackson Cates on a 4-on-3 power play tipped in a pass by Nick Swaney at 2:55. They also gave Dylan Sandberg an assist. Swaney then scored on the power play at 13:48 from Sandberg and Roth. And then the Badgers got a 5-on-3 power play goal. Linus Weissbach tapping in a feed from Alex Turcotte, who's got a 2-point night. Wyatt Kalnick with a helper. And so 2-2 after 2 periods of play. We will be hearing from Piper Shaw downstairs, talking with one of the young Badgers. Again, the 2nd youngest team in the country, right behind the Minnesota Golden Gophers. And downstairs, one of the in-state products with Piper Shaw. Piper?
Yeah, I've got Cole here. Cole with the goal less than a minute into the game. It really set the tone for this aggressive game. How were you able to find the back of the net?
I mean, Linus obviously made a great pass on the 2-on-1, but it all started with, Turks' forecheck. I mean, he got a shin pad on it, but, I mean, it's still more than something. So, I mean, Linus made a great play, and I just happened to finish it. So.
Now, this weekend is really a chance to make a statement about this Badger hockey team. What would a win tonight against the reigning national championship mean?
It means a lot for us as a team. We just got to try and get things started. I mean, it's still the beginning of the year. We got a lot of things to work on, but it's a big test for us, these first few home games. So, I mean, hopefully we can get some things done and get 2 wins out of it, too.
Cole, thank you so much for the time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Guys, up to you.
Piper, nice job. Cole Caulfield, we talked about his exploits at USA Hockey, what he did at Stevens Point Area Senior High when his dad, Paul Caulfield, was coaching. Well, Cole also had 14 goals in the Under-18 World Championship last year, tying Alex Ovechkin's record. The kid just knows how to score. 2-2 after 1 in Madison.
Saturday. Get ready for a Big Ten football doubleheader on BTN.
Touchdown!
First, led by Heisman contender Jonathan Taylor.
Around the edge, Jonathan Taylor!
And a dominant defense, 6th-ranked Wisconsin aims to remain unbeaten in a clash with Illinois. Then, Rodney Smith and undefeated Minnesota take on Rutgers, or some will see Indiana battle Maryland. It all begins with BTN Tailgate, Saturday on BTN and the Fox Sports app.
Hustle on into Menards and save 11% on all tools and fasteners.
Or you could get 11% off a brilliant chandelier.
Why not get 11% off a new vanity to update your bathroom?
Finish up those fall building projects and save 11%.
Make an entrance with 11% off all doors.
No matter the project, you'll get 11% off right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Without the letters A, B, and O, there's no mom. No dad. There's no Brittany. Because A's, B's, and O's determine your blood type. And we're missing all of them. That's why the American Red Cross needs people like you to help fill the gaps. Schedule your donation at redcrossblood.org.
Oh, hey, bud.
Oh.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
It's a school night. With Gary and Todd?
Yeah?
Not sure about those two. I've been meaning to ask you. This is tougher than I thought. Is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
I hope not, because alcohol can lead you to say things and do things that you really wish you hadn't. Isn't this what you're supposed to say?
I know.
So if any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you.
Ryan.
Yeah?
So start the conversation even before they're teenagers.
Good idea.
For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. Talk with your doctor to create a treatment plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
Welcome back to the Kohl Center. I'm with Tony Granato, starting his 4th year as the Badger head coach, and a little bit of a different year. You've been practicing since July because of an international trip to Vancouver. You beat British Columbia twice in 2 exhibition games. You split 2 games last weekend. But unlike a lot of college coaches, you got a pretty good handle on what your team's all about. Tell us.
Well, I love it. It's been fun. I think the summer training, being able to have 10 practices in the summer and 2 exhibition games is great going into any season. You know, sometimes as a coach and players, they get anxious and you know, they're training on their own and doing different things to try to get ready for the season. But when the coach can be on the ice, you learn that much more about your team. And you feel better and more prepared as you get into the season. So it's been exciting for us. Obviously, we've added an exciting freshman class. Everybody's kind of had a nice buzz about hearing about all these kids. But I think really what's been great is our upperclassmen have helped them and welcomed them into the program and done a really good job of establishing what kind of standards we have here and kind of, you know, setting the tone for how we have to be. So I give those guys a ton of credit, the older players, for helping these young guys come in and get adjusted.
Yeah, you haven't tapped down expectations. I mean, this is the most valued freshman class, I think, since the Heatley-Brad Winchester class in the late 90s. 2 number-1 draft choices. Cole Caulfield's got a media contingent for Montreal here. They've been following him all over North America. What makes him special? He's got as many goals as anybody in the history of the national team program, the Austin Matthews and the Canes.
Yeah, he kind of blew away those guys with total number of goals in a 2-year period for the U.S. team. And he does it not just because he's got a great shot. I mean, we know about that. His release and his ability to find corners is exceptional. But what's special about him is he finds the place to get available and open in scoring areas. So every team that plays against him and has played against him knows of him, and they try to check him. They try to make it tight on him. They try to be hard on him, physical on him, and don't give him time and space. But he always finds a way to create that space. So he's a brilliant hockey player. He's got great hips and feet to be able to move and be available to get open, like I said, at the right time. So that's special. Turcotte has tremendous hands. He's a great playmaker, but he's got a lot of grit. He sticks his nose in there. And the one guy you didn't mention that's will be drafted next year will be Dylan Holloway. And he's been a gritty player that adds a ton of, just hard-nosed play down the middle. He's going to play both wing and center for us this year. So the freshmen have had a really good start.
You talked about those guys, and you put them right in special team situation. Special teams were good last weekend in Boston. You expect that to be a key to the success of this team this year?
Absolutely. I mean, we have to, and that's always the difference maker in whether a team's good or great is how well do the special teams execute, especially at key moments of games. Last year, our PK was through the learning process. We played a lot of freshmen on that unit. This year, they seem to be more confident out of the gate, and that'll be a huge part. The power play thing, when you get those players on the ice, you put Miller and Kalnuck along with Turcotte, Caulfield, Weisbach. You got Bice and Holloway and Doogie and Baker and that's on the other unit along with Emerson. We got a lot of skill on there, and if we just continue to create the chances like we have early in the season, that'll be a very strong unit as well.
A lot of people expect you to score a lot of goals. Good teams also have to keep the puck out of the net on the other end. Daniel Lebedev was here last year. Is he your guy this year?
He is. He started both games last weekend. He'll be our starter. Jack Berry's a reliable backup that when we need him, we'll get him in there. But Lebedev's one of those guys that has great potential, and this is a year that he has to have a year where he really steps up for us.
It's your fourth year. One of the guys that got all these players here was your brother, Donnie. He's now coaching with the Buffalo Sabres after a year as an assistant in Chicago. Had some health problems recently. You out to see him and missed about a week of practice. How's Donnie doing in recovering from pneumonia?
Yeah, I appreciate that you asking of him. It was a health scare for sure, but he's on the mend. He's doing much better. He's starting to watch games again. It's going to take him a while to get back behind the bench, so he's chomping at the bit. But the most important thing is he just continues to rest and heal and recover. But I appreciate all the people in Madison and really the hockey world that have reached out to send their well wishes and prayers, which has certainly meant a lot to Donnie and our family.
Our best wishes to Donnie. Good luck to you this season.
Thanks, bro.
You're watching Badger Hockey on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
News On takes you straight to the local news that matters. Watch breaking news from your neighborhood and across the country.
Fueled by powerful wind.
News On brings you live news from over 200 trusted local stations.
3% relative humidity, temperatures across...
At home or on the move, wherever breaking news happens, News On has the local story.
Those high tides and the wind just makes this so much worse.
Watch News On for free on your mobile phone or Roku today.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
breathe right into your foot,
your plumber's masseuse,
yes,
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Left side in zone. Touchdown, Wisconsin. It's popped loose and it's picked off by Wisconsin all alone. Here's Taylor. He's gone. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Ferguson catches at the 40, 35-yard line. Makes a man miss. A big, big win for the Wisconsin Badgers.
Watch the Badger Sports Report with me, Paul Christ, right here on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
This is Stir.
As in?
As in a free app that gets you free live TV.
Listening.
It's 30 channels and growing.
Good.
Classic shows.
Uh-huh.
Sci-fi, sports.
Yes and yes.
Hundreds of movies.
And it's free.
Watch it anytime, anywhere.
How much would you pay for that?
For free.
It could be like this for days, man.
Can I get Stir on my Roku?
Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, your phone, your tablet.
So, Stir.
Stir. Download the Stir app for free TV.
Today.
I can do this.
We believe in you.
Each day brings hope.
Every day, millions of people celebrate their recovery from addiction and mental illness while others begin their journey. Be a part of it. Tell your story. Join the Voices for Recovery. Together, we are stronger. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral for mental or substance use disorders for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP.
At Girls on the Run, we believe that girls have the power to change the world.
Volunteer coaches teach valuable life skills to 3rd through 8th grade girls, and together they run, walk, hop, or skip in a celebratory end-of-season 5K. Volunteer or donate today and join us as we inspire girls to be joyful, healthy, and confident. No limits, no constraints, only opportunities to be remarkable.
Well, Rob, one thing stands out on that first period stat graphic right there. The lower, the very bottom. Holy cow.
Yeah.
2 major penalties will do that.
Yep.
For the Badgers, 1 for 3 on the power play. Still have a little bit of time, about a minute left on their 3rd power play. UMD 2 for 2 as Jackson Cates and Nick Sweeney both scored. Badgers, Cole Caulfield and Linus Weisbach have lit the lamp. Duluth now two players, though, heading into the second period. Back in just a moment.
Introducing the Hometown Collection by Fanatics. Wrap your team in city with this collection of locally inspired graphics designed for the fan. Available at Fanatics.com. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Some things in your medicine cabinet are more dangerous than others. When it comes to prescription drugs, opioid pain medicines can be addictive and even deadly. Half the people who misuse prescription pain medicines get them from a friend or family member. Be part of the solution. Go through your medicine cabinets, drawers, anywhere you keep unused opioid pills, patches, or syrups. Find out how to dispose of them safely. Visit fda.gov/drug disposal.
Over. When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
Woo! Come on! Go, Diane! Yeah, keep it going! Yeah! Go, honey!
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane! Woo! You got this!
Trisha's having a sleepover tonight. Can I go?
I wonder about Lucy's friends. What should I say? I know you're only 10, but one of these days a friend will offer you a drink. And alcohol at your age can lead to so many things. None of them good.
So can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me
I
something.
finished my homework.
Bigger promise. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, "No thanks, not my thing."
Mom.
I promise you. Your real friends won't care. Deal?
Sure.
Really?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Here at the Kohl Center, Wisconsin 2 and Minnesota Duluth 2 heading into the second period of play. Badgers will have a power play for about a minute 5 to start the second period. Downstairs, Bill Brophy standing by with associate head coach Marco Siki.
Well, the start was outstanding. I mean, we came out skating really well. Obviously, the penalties slowed it down a bit. So, that's how it's going to be. You watch hockey anywhere right now. Special teams are such a key. And unfortunately, that got them back into the game early. We had a really, really good start.
Tactically, you change anything? They're -2 defensemen, including the All-American. You go at them a little harder?
Well, I think we just have to find a way to maintain possession of the puck, maybe try to wear them out, wear them down a little bit in their D zone. I think we can be smart with the puck and try to put some more pressure against them.
Thanks, Ozzy. Good luck.
Thanks, bro.
Ryan, Robbie, up to you.
Associate head coach Marco Siki was an assistant coach with Scott Sandlin in 1997 when Dean Blaze led North Dakota to the national championship. Yeah, I know you were banging the table and shaking your head. And can't believe watching how this game was kind of playing itself out in the opening period, being that solid defensive defenseman that you were as a Badger.
Well, I think there's an evolution of a team, and you're going to see it as you play more and more games. You kind of learn the things you can do and you can't do. But I think as a defenseman, what I want to see is these guys appreciate what they're doing. And they just seem real lazy with plays like that. That just cannot happen. And even when they lose the puck, it's like you got to get in the defensive mode right away.
Here's Caulfield, drops back. Kalnuck, he shoots one. A riser went off the stick of Jackson Cates and out of play. Face off to come with 13 seconds left on the man advantage.
When you're a defenseman, your first job should be, I got to get the puck and I got to break it out to my winger or my center. That's my first job, is making sure they don't score and make a clean breakout pass. What I think we're seeing a lot of is these guys want to get up the ice so fast and be that extra forward, that fourth forward, that sometimes I think that doesn't play into the hands of what you really want. Sometimes you don't have to be the fourth forward. You got enough guys up there that could usually score maybe on a 3-on-3.
UMD won the face-off and sent it all the way down. That'll do it for the Badgers. Power play now 1 for 3. Wisconsin, which struggled mightily a year ago, winning face-offs, won 11 of 20 in the opening period, but Duluth with a big win there, and now the Bulldogs back at full strength. And Sean Doogie with the puck. Doogie, a team-leading 15 goals a year ago. Badgers will bounce it down in off the end boards. It looked like Shepard may have gotten a piece of it with his blocker, and then the Bulldogs just accidentally iced the puck. 1 minute and 22 seconds into the third period. So in the opening period, Badgers with 14 shots. Duluth had 12. You look at the quality scoring chances, or from the quality scoring area, Wisconsin with 11 chances. And Hunter Shepard finished with 12 saves in the opening period, and Duluth had 8 pretty good looks too.
I thought both teams got what they wanted. Quality chances and for 2 goals, but they were told kind of a bang-bang where Lebedev made a big pad save, and then Shepard made a pad save on Baker, and I think that kind of summed up the period. It was an even period with all the miscues. Now let's see how Duluth does without 2 of their better defensemen, and one in particular, Brunovich, who's awesome.
And Inamoto's pass shot in the slot, finally dug out by a shot. He takes a tumble. A couple of fans wanted a penalty, nothing to come. Here's Noah Cates now with it, little toe pull, but Inamoto, nice job, got his stick in the way. And Ty Pelton-Weiss misses a home run pass to Roman Ashan as UMD was in the midst of a change. Icing called against the Bulldogs. So Duluth had 32 penalty minutes in the opening period. You know what the record is for an opponent for Wisconsin as far as penalty minutes in a single period?
North Dakota.
Correct. 66
81
in a game. Nope.
82.
2007.
Oh, 2007. I thought it was a water bottle game.
Single game. I should have been, right? Both teams had 66 minutes of penalties in the third period of the November 10th game in 2007 here at the Kohl Center. Badgers block a shot and get the puck. Here's Ty Pelton-Weiss, stick handling, swings it near side behind Lindmark, who kicks it to the corner. Lindmark's first collegiate goal was a shorty against BC last Friday night. Bad pass by Weiss and taken back by UMD's Tanner Later-Roots, former teammate of Dylan Holloway's at Okotoks. Stick handling on the near side. Nice move, then cut off.
by Gorniak.
Yep.
Good stick work.
Exactly. Jesse Jocks tried to make a play, and now here's Ryder Donovan, the Duluth East product, on the ice first time I can remember, and Pelton-Weiss got a shot off, may have been deflected, and Shepard gloves it and hangs on. You look at Shepard, a school record 1.76 goals against average last year, a .923 save percentage, 7 shutouts, second best of the country, won 29 games, a back-to-back national champion. So who is the only goaltender to win 3 NCAA hockey championships?
We talked about it. This is a little bit of a trick question, but you're right. Jesse Vetter.
Yeah.
UW.
The Wisconsin women's hockey team just inducted into the UW Athletics Hall of Fame last month. Here's kind of a golf shot by Jesper Peltonen from the point. Kind of fluttered in towards Shepard, who was able to make the stop. And now UMD will come out of its own zone. It's Roth, Jocks, and Lohheit left to right on this third line for UMD, although Myers playing the left wing now. Long-range shot by Sandberg, kicked out by Lebedev. It's Jade Meyer stick handling with the puck out to the point now. It's the defenseman Hilderman. Fires it back near side. Sandberg able to pivot his body in the way of S to maintain possession of the puck. Good physical play by Jesper Peltonen to knock it away from him, and then S turned it over
Good forecheck
to Kobe Bender. Well, that's what Tony Granato was saying this week too, that UMD is one of the best forechecking teams in the country, and we've seen it the last 3 years as they make it to the title game. They just don't stop, and they do so on the penalty kill too, which has caused Wisconsin fits on the power play.
And a lot of that is just hard work. There's no scheme or rhyme or reason. I know they probably have some set things that you got to be here if this play goes there, but primarily it's just go attack.
Turnover.
I love that.
Turcotte, Weissbach. Oh, the pass handcuffed him. Koepke tried to flip it out of the zone, but Miller got in his way and dumped it down in. Turcotte lets it go. First man to it is Hilderman, the defenseman. Muffed it for a moment and then flung it all the way down. And will it be icing? No, as UMD's Koepke able to beat the Badgers defenseman to the hash marks. Miller taps back behind the net. Justin Richards engages with Ty Emerson. Pulled free by Kepke, right wing. Out to the point, long range shot. Oh, it went off the stick of Richards and wide. Wolf now pinches in. Bumps it off the end boards. Good read by Wisconsin's Ty Emerson, the Arizona Coyotes' third-round draft pick last year. Lobs it out to center. Cole Caulfield collects, leaves off for Dylan Holloway. Caulfield needs a break. Holloway swings it right wing. Weisbach never needs a break. Dropped it off the stick of Wolf, who gathers it in. Then lost it, got it back, and then rolls it up into the scorer's table. Or just over the scorer's table, it looks like, and out of play. 15:38 left in the second period. A 2-2 game. Badgers scored a minute in, and then UMD with a couple of power play goals before Linus Weisbach, a late power play goal to end the first.
I think if you're Tony Granato and the Badger staff, you're trying to figure out maybe some fluidity to the period, because that period was chopped up with a lot of penalties, power plays, penalty kills, and you got your 2-2, so it's really a 0-0 game. But you want to get your lines going, and you want to try to put pressure on them. Like you say, as Marco Siki said, work your defensemen. Keep them in the game. Make sure they work hard in their own zone.
Dylan Holloway throwing his body around against Wolf. The second time they've gone shoulder to shoulder tonight. And the pass out to Kalnick. Couldn't hold it in. Look out. Here comes UMD flying in. Right wing. Forced wide. Wyatt Kalnick. Nice job on Tanner Ledereroots. Number 13 falls to his knees, and Holloway takes the puck away from his former junior team teammate. And then it's Lederoot right back. Out high. Long range shot. Missed the net going blocker side. That was Noah Cates.
We got all of that one.
Yes, he did. I know BC picked on Lebedev's blocker side last Friday night when they potted 5 against the Badgers sophomore netminder. Lebedev a year ago had an .826 save percentage, I beg your pardon, an .893 save percentage, which was 68th in the country, and a .342 goals against, which was 69th. Won 11 games as a freshman. He came into tonight's game with an .826 save percentage and a .465 goals against. Played 45 minutes last Saturday against Merrimack, gave up 3, so 8 goals allowed in the first maybe game and 2/3. Peltonen got spun around and down.
The one thing we haven't mentioned is that Vorlicki, who was a freshman defenseman who had concussion, he would be playing here with us right now. And again, that's a guy that I know the Badger coaches are high on as more of a defensive player.
Lindmark, nice pass. Pelton Bice puts it back to Lindmark. He scores. Give and go. The rookie to the vent and back. 3-2 Wisconsin.
Well, what a great offensive play, line rush by this group. And as I talked about Ty Pelton Bice, he's got hands in tight. And that's what that goal was all about. Him getting that puck in low, and then him finding the little space where Lindmark had his stick. That's a good little give and go. But Pelton Bice never even looked at where Lindmark was. That's the key. He never made it seem like he was going to pass. He got the goaltender to go down and stay on his side. That's tough to do. Shepard, a wily veteran, but give credit to Pelton Bice on that one.
Owen Lindmark, 5th-round draft pick of the Florida Panthers this past spring. From Bice and Jesper Peltonen, the Badgers sophomore defenseman, his first points as a Wisconsin Badger. It comes at 5:56 of the second period. It's 3-2 Wisconsin. So good for Jesper Peltonen, who tonight is filling in for the aforementioned Mike Vorlicki, the freshman defenseman, swinging it past Messner after receiving a turnover. Zach Horniak then goes to get it and shovels it back behind the net. Brock Caulfield hammered off balance by Miller from behind. Wisconsin's Messner got knocked down pretty good too. Now Bender's got it for Minnesota Duluth.
You want to say it, don't you?
You do.
Mr. Bender. 2 months, maybe. 2 months.
For 2 months.
No disrespect.
No. Oh, here's whistling on offside, a delayed offside on Minnesota Duluth. And now Keandre Miller with a few words for young Brandon Percelli.
I wish it was Bender, Mr. Bender.
So the Badgers take the lead on a beautiful give and go. Lindmark, Bice back to Lindmark. It's 3-2 Wisco.
I finally got to start my career, except that I was spending thousands of dollars on interest on my student loans and I needed to refinance. And then I found Credible.com. Within just a few minutes, I had actual rates from lots of lenders. Now I'm saving thousands of dollars and I'll be out of debt much sooner. And I can focus on my future. It was so easy, I wish I had done it years ago.
Visit Credible.com to see how much you could save on your student loans.
To a child battling a critical illness, a wish can feel like a dream. But it's so much more. Wishes are an important part of medical treatment. A chance for kids to see themselves differently. Wishes can give kids the strength to fight, to get better, to grow up. Where there's a wish, there's a way.
Rob Andringa tried to be a linesman one time. Nicholas Bradshaw, Robert Shintani. You know, it's a thankless job.
It sure is. We got good ones. I mean, they worked their tail off.
He came up smiling. 3-2 Wisconsin.
I'm glad I never did it because it's a tough job. And I remember Greg Shepard asked me one day if I wanted to try it when I just got done with school and wasn't playing anymore. And I thought about it, and then
you thought
better. Yeah, I'd better come up here in the booth and yell at him. You know, that'd be more fun.
Yep. Greg Shepard.
I tell you, the officials do a great job, though. I really do. I know I get on them sometimes, but I think we got some of the better ones out there.
Yeah, Greg Shepard, longtime director of officials for the WCHA after spending, 25, 30 years on the ice talking to everybody?
Great. He was awesome.
He was.
That's what made him good was the officials that get into the game and don't just make it about, hey, I'm just going to, call it and that be it. Have some fun with the
Caulfield.
game.
Here he is. Snaps one off. Blocker saved by Shepard and out of play. Wow, his release is silly, Kohl Caulfield.
I know his mom has some athletic skill, but there's no doubt. I got to play with his dad, Paul, in junior hockey for the Madison Capitals in the mid-'80s, and he had that scoring knack. He was just gifted. You know it when you were up at Stevens Point. At Stevens Point. Paul was one of those guys that just had that ability and didn't look the part. He wasn't fast, he wasn't this, but boy, man, he could shoot the puck, and he knew where it was going. He was accurate, and he did all the right things. He put himself in the right position all the time, and that's why you become a leading scorer.